All right, everybody, I think I'm back live, but now my Ninja Trader chart is froze. I don't know what's going on here. Technical difficulties are always fun, right? Morning, Melinda. Banker caught the move up, nice. Had to go to the gym. Don't sound like a bad idea at all. See several people got back in. Don't forget to smash the like button on the stream. Again, please help push it out there further. Hopefully this one will hold. Hopefully my Ninja Trader chart will unfreeze here. Know what's going on with that. Well, I do know what's going on with that. Probably all the indicators I have on it. It takes a minute for it to boot up because it's calculating so much data. So I try to have my chart open before I start the stream every morning now, because it takes a minute for it to boot up. Getting all my lines and everything on there, but it looks like we're back. Hopefully the lag ain't too bad. No, looks like we're within 5 or 6 seconds maybe. Hopefully we don't drop. Hey, congratulations to all those who caught some of that run there. Of course, I was a little busy there with some technical difficulties. That's usually when they happen, right? When all the action's going on. So even though we're pretty extended on the lower time frames, the 2 and the 1, 2, and 5, you know, what we need is a retest of the yellow line here, probably the all-time high before it just broke. You know, it put in this high, then nice break of that one, and finally found the legs to push harder. One would have to think that maybe they pull this back for another leg up. If they keep on this track here, maybe grind this to the side a little bit, you know, and then grind it to the side or even push it up some more. Eventually they're going to pull this 1 minute 50 EMA into this trend line up here into this yellow line, so that if we did get a pullback, that might be an area to look at. Was you sitting there all by yourself, Swang? Lonely on the sidelines, thinking that we left? I wish it would just start on its own as well. I would prefer that it wouldn't do it in the first place, you know what I mean? Let's go. Appreciate everyone showing back up, or at least several have so far, it looks like. Always nice to see. You know, do not let greed, or say your fear of missing out, or any kind of greed or impatience, or any of that get in your way on this drive. You know, if you're not already in the long, it's too late. There's no reason to be in it now. You know, the entry was when it broke the high of the day right here for break of structure continuation is what this is. So, you know, there's no reason to be chasing this. We need price to come to us. Come back down, give us a spot. You know what I mean? I know that a lot of people that are struggling, you know, a lot of times it ain't that they have a strategy problem, they have an execution problem. So, you know, you give 100 traders the same exact strategy and they will all get different results. So, you know, one enters early, somebody hesitates until it's too late. It'd be like somebody trying to buy this drive up right here right now. People move their stops. Some will take profit too early. Some don't take it at all and actually let it come back to into the red because they hope too much. As soon as they see a wiggle, they reverse, you know, when it could just be a pullback. Others will go on full tilt. I mean, the emotional side of trading is where all the issues lie before you. So, they gonna give us some kind of pullback here. You see here our 50 EMA on the 1 minute coming up to the yellow line I was talking about, and our trend line is right here. You know, it may stay straight here and not curl. They'd have to drive us up pretty hard to make that 50 curl into that trend line. But say they can come back down here and test the 50 on the break of structure continuation. Yeah, I would like that trade. Matter of fact, I'll take 3 there. Come pick me up. And then some would ask, well, if you honestly think if this is going to be your trade plan and you want to come back to the 50 EMA and go long, why would you not short it right now from there to there? Well, a couple different reasons. Because I'm known for taking a short play and riding it and flipping long when it gets to my area I want to go long at. I've done that plenty of times. But because we're in a bullish trend, and this is very bullish, break of structure continuation, all-time high, I don't want to get short here, knowing that some of these pullbacks ain't but like this right here. You know, I don't want to scalp it short. I want to know that I got a better chance of going short and getting the whole leg. Otherwise, I'll just wait for the long because we're in a bullish trend. Because we're in a bullish trend, what if I go short up here and I'm following my stop, or my stops up here, and they put in one of those to the moon candles? You know, it's risky business on a drive like that. So now if the 1, 2, and 5 minute were overbought, and let's say the 1, 2, and 5 minute all went red at the same time and closed, then I would definitely jump in short. Come on down here and pick us up. That's right. Push it hard. What do we got up here? About 990. Oh yeah, that's not quite 100 points if it comes smack at 50 EMA down there. Ooh-wee. What would be nice if they push this down hard here to the 50, pick us up. and then keep on trying to drive this to the upside, we'll have an excellent entry to the long side if they want to keep driving it up and then add on any pullbacks. That would be ideal. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but it sure is what I'm shooting for. If you hadn't already, don't forget to smash that like button on the stream, push it out there on YouTube further so we can grow the community. I know with all my jabbering on, did anybody decide to go short out of this up here? We almost hit the 2,700 mark. I mean 27K, almost. We knew it was either going to 950 or possibly 27. That's just continuation on all-time highs. You know, they're going to find them psychological numbers. Really? That's all you're going to do? No, come on now. Remember, this yellow line would be a break of structure retest. Break of structure continuation retest. Could they do it? Absolutely. Do they have to? Absolutely not. While I'm sitting down here at train station, it could go past 27K. Who knows? Does that mean that if you bought this pullback long that it was a bad idea? Nope. You know, it could come down here and sweep to 21 like it just did and keep legging right up. I mean, sometimes that's how it is. Swing said they're waiting down here as well. Yeah, I like it better down here. There's so much room to expand to the downside, but you get in these bullish uptrends, they don't always drain the momentum indicators off in a bullish trend, not all the way to the oversold side. You know, that one minute will do a lot more activity than the 2 and the 5. Like this could go all the way oversold and back overbought and back and forth, while the 2 and 5 kind of slow grind their way down and up, you know, and if they're staying above the 50-yard line down here on all the indicators, or on the 2 and 5, I mean, it's worth putting the risk up, you know, for me anyhow. At least with a few. I'm not going to put like 30 on it or nothing like that, but wow. Don't have to be a straight line though. We know that. It would be a lot more beautiful if it was a hard red candle though and just snapped it and got sucked back up than if they go down and chop, up and down and chop, and leg down and chop, and leg down and get real close to it, all slow like, instead of just whipping down there, I'm going to take that order off more than likely. A lot of times it's all about how the candle gets there as far as the reaction you get. If it grinds down here and stops above it, then I'm thinking, well, they're going to wick out and hit this zone down here, so I'm going to have to move my order down there. Jake says, to the moon, yellow, 7 many time. Yeah, go for it. I mean, I wouldn't do that if I was you, but depends on what eval it is. If it was only $20 eval, you only got $20, so I don't know. Each trader has their own risk. See, we didn't get nowhere near our level down here, and I want to bounce again. So you're going to have to rethink the strategy here on getting in long. So if they're going to keep that up, We get a better zoom here. We got 1 and 1. Wow. It's kind of ugly grind too, to be honest. It don't look real good, but I mean it does, but the way they grind up there with these pullbacks, you know, it'd be different if we got these pullbacks to the trend line somewhere here to the 50 maybe. Instead of these up and flag, up and flag, up and flag, down a little bit, still flagging. I don't know. We'll see. 950. They could keep doing this and just keep it cooked in the overbought zone on the lower time frame momentum. So who's sitting on the sidelines feeling having any FOMO right now? Anybody have any FOMO? Nobody? Nobody having any FOMO? Melinda's here. She says she has no FOMO. Yep, I'm going to just wait and be disciplined. Concentrate on my patience. I mean, think about how many traders are out there right now looking back to the left of the chart, say, let's say back here. Up, down, swept. Well, this is like down around 855. We're at like almost 27K. They're probably looking like mad they missed out, thinking, well, look at how long this leg is. They're just going to keep going up. We're missing out. And so then they decide, well, I'm going to get in up here. And then as soon as they get in, death candle. Well, they probably stop out, or they just automatically close out of their trade, or they blow an account, and it ruins their confidence, you know? And as soon as they ruin their confidence because they went long and got the death candle, hesitation starts creeping in and taking over. And then after that, inconsistency rises, and then impatience increases, and then your emotional decisions explode just because of this leg and having a fear of missing out on it. Can just trigger so many things on the emotional side. I see that leg, I think, oh wow. You know, I truly hope some people caught this or maybe even riding in it. You know, great. Do I gotta be in it? No. This ain't the only trade of the day. And even if it is the only trade of the day, at least I'll survive to trade tomorrow because I'm not forcing something that is not there. Drop the mic. Just kidding. Uh-oh, is this the pullback? And see, now me, knowing I should probably buy right here, right now, to go long, I want to see if they give me more of a pullback. And then watch them bounce it. And then I'll be like, why didn't I buy it there? Well, because I'd rather buy it down here, really. Or down here, anywhere down here. I'd rather get in a better location than a trend line on a 1 minute intraday chart. Because I'm not scalping it, you know. Not that you can't get in right here and it work out and keep grinding. You get a good entry here and it grinds for another hour. You're going to have a really good P&L. But when I know we have all this, like, they could break structure downside right here at 943. So say this candle shoots down and closes under that. Then it could shoot down here and break a structure retest here, continuation retest on the yellow line. And because I can see that expansion on the momentum side, like the room is there if they wanted to do it, it makes me think, well, okay, I can take the trade up here and still maybe do good. That's fine. But how much better would it be for them to do the retest and me get a position down here on a decent pullback, you know, something, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80 points. And then it's a fast pullback and they just suck it right back up, which we see them do all the time. And now I'm sitting down here and they hadn't got below that 50 EMA in forever. So now I'm sitting down here below the 50 and they suck it back up and close above the 50. I can just automatically put my stop under the 50 EMA on the 1 minute because, and start letting it ride if they want to push it up. That's how I'm viewing the market right now as I look at it. May I get left alone by myself for a while? Possibly. Am I okay with that? Absolutely. Eventually, I'm going to have to probably buy the pullback into the trend line if I want to get in on the long, but the long is already extended pretty good. So let me go back and have a look here. So this drive practically started back here out of this box at about, I don't know, looks like about 805, 807. So we're not quite 200 points up yet, but we're not that far off. What, 20, 25 points maybe? It'll be a 200 point leg here. I mean, come on. You know, a 200 point leg, at least give me 100. Or, well, at least 70 to 80 points maybe, you know, something. That would get us back down to this yellow line from where we're at now. And we'd still be plenty bullish to the upside. But maybe that's just not in the cards for me right now, which is fine. I'm getting pretty good at being bored, so. Are all of y'all bored? Not bored. You must be the only one, Melinda. I think everybody else must have fell asleep. I want to see a big old death candle. I reckon I should probably go see if I can find any imbalance anywhere that might be worth lining up with something here. All right, so let's start drawing some stuff up here. So from all right, so right here we have imbalance. Just so happens to be at the level we want, the break of structure continuation line, and now we have imbalance on the 5-minute right there. And we got some more on the 5-minute from about something like that. And now look at this. If they could even get the push down and sweep the 50 EMA on the 1-minute, that could be looking good for a long entry. Let me move over here, see if I can find anything on a better time frame. Wow. Check this one out. Such a drive. We got about this right here. Let me double check my math here. All right, so this is a 15-minute imbalance, and it is, look where it stops, right on the 5. So we got two imbalance areas crossing over right there in the same spot. Wow. And you have some imbalance on the 30-minute that covers much of this here. And right now all the way down to about 893 or so. So down in here, back down in here inside this box, and it goes way up. And that candle has like 7 minutes to close. If it closes up where it's at, around 944 would be the imbalance, which would get all the way just under that. It would cover almost all of this, almost. So interesting to have that going on there. And then if we look back here on the 1-minute, we have imbalance as well. So the 1-minute imbalance is close to the 5-minute, pretty close. Golly, look at it. You got a head and shoulder play right here, straight across. Neckline is 948. You know, they break below 948 on the head and shoulder. They could get a quick reaction play here, possibly. I'm going to put me a little order in where these imbalances cross together up here, the 922 level, just to see if maybe they get some kind of whip action right here. The one's almost sold off. The 2 is getting really close. The 5-minute is at the very top. It's like way up here. It's got all the room in the world to go down, but they might keep it up there in that area for a while if they want to grind this. But come on, give us a push to the downside, extend a little bit. Gore posted in a P&L in Discord today already, locking in almost 500 so far. Nice job, Gore. I mean, I locked in 84 so far. Hopefully I can keep it. Well, I guess that's times 6, so whatever it is. I guess probably 500 bucks or close to it. Man, is that all they're going to do? Come down to the 50 on the 1 minute? Couldn't quite break that neckline. That neckline was 948. They wicked it, but closed way up here. Now they want to turn around, so, or at least act like it. Don't be faked out by it. See, the pattern's shifting. They was in a good drive. They're finding a top here. Head and shoulders is sideways, so now we got a chop zone up here with this head and shoulder. Don't quite look the same as this back here, you see, at all. It was like, nope, we found our area up here around 27K. You know, what are we going to do? Maybe they give us a bigger pullback, some relief. You know, psychological number like that, they need to find some more legs sometimes to push all the way through it. Don't forget to smash that like button on the stream if you're liking it. Help push it out there further. Jake said that's what I'm waiting for. You waiting for that pullback to retest that break of structure continuation, Jake? They're like, yeah, we see all y'all waiting down there. We're not coming down there. And we'd be like, that's fine. You don't have to come down here, but we're not going to be like everybody else in retail chasing the price. The price is going to come to us or we're not going to trade. Come on, let's go. ATR is around 14, 15, something there in that area. They sure are holding the area up there pretty well, though, aren't they? So it looks like you know, that maybe they want to keep going. So the only other thing I can think, if they don't want to pull back right here, is maybe play some type of break structure continuation. Maybe they take out the high up here, okay, and want to drive this up, and then they find a let's say some legs because they broke psychological number. I mean, think about it. If someone would have said 2 or 3 weeks ago, hey, you know, probably in 2 or 3 weeks, NQ will probably be at 27K, I think that everybody would have laughed. But now here we are. So kind of liking the way this is looking though. Come on, push down there. You know, I get left at the train station all the time, so I'm going to leave my order here instead of putting it closer to the yellow line. Because how many times in the last week have I done put my orders in and get left sitting in a box, looking like it wicked out and touched it, but didn't feel. My luck is I'll come tap 922, the top of the imbalance areas here that cross over, and then not tag me there. Man, come on. You can do better than that. Still hadn't closed below that 948 yet. That neckline that was on that head and shoulder, you know. What are they going to do? Almost like you got to set an alarm and walk away. Now the ATR is around 12 and 13, dropping a little bit here and there. Just waiting patiently. Oh, let's go. Push it down there. Uh, Swine, you said that with some force, didn't you? That's what I'm talking about. Drop it. Maybe I should tell it to go up and then maybe it'll go down. But if I jumped in this thing long right here, I bet it would go down. Maybe they can give us a 20, 30, 40 point pullback. Just blow straight through the orders and then push straight back up. You know, got a lot of confluence under here if it tries to sweep out or go through it. With the pre-market high, the R1 pivot, previous 4-hour zone, orb high, 5-minute 50 EMA, previous day high. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. Man, we can't catch a break. That's it. We're going to chase price. Everybody now, bye. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do it. Now, the problem with the way that they're getting there, of course, is they're not getting there fast enough. So if they keep this mess up and even come down here, I'm going to have to rethink where I want to get long. I don't know if I'd want to get long here where I'm at or if I'd want to get long somewhere down here. Because if they can keep, now we got a gradual grind down other than finally, there we go. They jump this up here. Here they go. They might want to try to tackle towards the high again. Have to either watch for a double top or once again break structure continuation out of here if they keep trying to drive it. I'll close my orders out. Yeah. You need that book, Remod? Work on the old mindset. Oh, I'm sure. Sure, it ain't that serious. But if we get there, somebody will get it, Remod. I appreciate the support. For sure. ATRs are still around 12, 13. I don't know, everybody. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to come back down in here anytime soon or not. If it does, it's going to be one of them wild candles. If it does. That just shows up out of nowhere. Boom. And then if you ain't front loading orders, it's almost too late. Unless you're sitting there with your cursor on the buy button and ready and just hit buy market. You know. 'Cause that thing will move. If they threw one of them in, it would move so fast. Come on, let's go. Let's go. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody green on the day? Or all right, Swain, green in the funded, red in the combine. Merlin green so far. What do you think, Merlin? You think it if we can get to 30 likes, I should give someone a copy of that book? Or should I just well, it's digital. Should I just use it as a paperweight? I guess while I'm sitting here waiting on it to make its move so that I can get in, I could go back and look at it and see if I can find something in there worth discussing. Just drop maybe a nugget here or there out of it. I'm gonna hold on one quick section here. I don't even know what chapter this is, but it's about NQ, and its entire job is to create emotional pressure. It's built around speed, volatility, thin liquidity, aggressive algos, violent imbalance, rapid reversals, and trap movements. With all that, that creates the perfect environment to trigger your fear, your greed, your hesitation, your FOMO, your overconfidence, and your revenge trading. if you consider ES to be like a steady jog when you're trading, NQ is a full speed sprinting with potholes, traffic cones, and tripwires everywhere. So if you end up having a lot of emotional feelings or anything towards the market while you're trading, you won't survive long trying to mess with that. Might need to move on to something a little smoother, maybe. That's just one little section out of that thing. Out of that there book. I go back through it and look at things in it all the time. Maybe we get there. I was going to give one away yesterday if we got to stream the, I think I said, I don't remember how many likes, but we didn't get there, so. It's like we got our OG crew, people that kind of been here from the beginning for the most part. Seems to be the base almost every day. And then we have some people coming in from the outside. It seems like every day there's somebody new shows up to the stream, but I don't know how often they come back. Keeping the smashing that like button on the stream, help pushing it out there, and then keeping the chat active. YouTube looks at all that, and it helps push the stream out further to help grow the community. Comments, shares, likes, steady chat. Excuse me. Man, what about this zone they got us in up here? You know, it's 11, just past 11:15 market time. And it's slow. That's all there is to it. We're in a holding pattern, so not much we can do about it. Oil's up over $92 a barrel. Excuse me. Now, in the past, when oil was up, NQ was going down. So it's weird that NQ is going up and oil is going up at the same time. That don't really coincide with one another, so that don't make a whole lot of sense. I think everybody's just everybody in the market's just waiting on, you know, decision making on peace deals and all that. Nope. I'll chill out. I'm gonna bring all that. Yeah. Come on. Come on, baby. Girl. Remon said, Merlin needs to change his mindset. Merlin said the hold and hope habit section of the book allowed him to accept losses as a natural part of trading. That's awesome, Merlin. Have you actually taken any losses though since you read the book? It seems like you're always winning. Always winning, it seems like. Maybe taking some small ones, maybe. Keeping that risk tight. Things change for sure when we take control. I mean, I had a lot of time and years to put into that because I was trading stocks and options for quite some time before I ever got to future. So it really, when it comes to the mindset thing, it wasn't basically just for, I guess, futures in a way, but it's all combined. It's all part of the system of trading. Um, many people trade different things, so it gears on the future side because I'm talking about MQ in there and what it does. But there's a lot of that part of that book that just is an umbrella that covers much more than just trading NQ or futures alone. Excuse me. Hope I'm not getting sick. Had all these people in the house supposedly had COVID the last 2 or 3 weeks. That's all right. If it is, I got something for that sickness. I'll drink some bourbon or something, or whiskey. That'll make it go away. So they could be trying to inch up here and what if they get up here? I don't know. I'd have to think they was going to double top and reject there because of the way the candles are moving right now. Well, not the candles, but just the price action. And if it don't, then if it don't reject, they're going to have to throw in some kind of crazy green candle and bust through, and then continuation. We'll say it's extended. It's extended on all lower time frames right here on momentum. So where are they going to find that momentum? I have no idea, but I'm sure it's in Q. So I appreciate that, Merlin. About the book. Let me pull it up again here real quick and see. I think I already passed that hold and hope section. I want to go back to that. Thing so long. No, I didn't pass it. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, no, I didn't. That's something else. Oh, yeah, the hold and hope. Here we go. Oh, are we getting some rejection up here? Is it going to be a double top? Are they going to give us some pullback here, or are they going to be like, huh, we faked y'all out again? I don't think I can get in up there and short right there. I just don't. Hard to short when you're up close to all-time highs, and ATR so low for me. It's kind of a killer for my trade plan or process. It's either section 2, yeah, section 2 of some chapter. What chapter is that? Chapter 4. The real-time emotional habits that sabotage your trading. And number 2 on that list is the hold and hope habit, refusing to take a loss. And we've all been there as traders in the hold and hope habit. And what is it? You see the trade going against you, but you don't cut it. What do you tell yourself? Oh, it'll come back. Oh, let's just give it a little bit more room. But it can keep going. No, I'm going to hold. This move is fake. I'm not taking a loss here. Man, I know I've said every one of those over the years. Not anymore. But that's all I'm going to speak about that section. If you want the cure, you'd have to have the book. I'm not going to read everything in there. Come on, come on. So they got us a double top. Are they going to like give us a real pullback? Or are they going to come to the 1 minute 50 EMA and say, no, this is all you get, 40 points or so? They barely wicked out above the high. Barely. But we better move it, just in case. So now when we look to the downside, because of the way the market structure is being built up top, still have our imbalances in place. Now we got the 50 EMA on the 5 minute coming into our break of structure continuation line, plus our crossovers of our imbalance on the 15 and the 5 minute. Liking that a lot better. If they could get that 5 minute 50 EMA up in this area, that would help confluence wise. If they did decide to do some kind of crazy candle, you would think that 50 EMA is kind of like a magnet on that 5 minute chart, or on any chart, on any time frame. That's why I built the indicator to cross them over here on our intraday chart on the 1 minute. That way we know what they're at, especially when we get into some pullbacks and find some really good long entries around them. Well, man, what a pullback that gave us. Then you got the issues with the one another issues is what I call the after a win habit, getting too confident too fast. Sneaks in after you have a little bit of success. You know, you get when you win 1 or 2 trades suddenly you think it's time to size up, or you think it's a good idea to take lower quality setups for some reason. You start getting a little sloppy, you know. Start thinking you're seeing opportunities everywhere. And then, of course, you start breaking your rules because you have had a little bit of success and feel like you're in sync with the market. And that's really when the market's going to humble you. So why it's so important to keep your emotions at bay all the time when you're trading. They're like really boring me to death over here with this price action at 11:30 market time. You know, usually now sometimes we get a decent pullback, it seems like. On some days, like, why don't we get the death candle right about now? Let's say give it 3 or 4 more minutes, maybe we will. You want to last longer in the trading world? Follow the plan. Wait for confirmations. Only trade high probability setups. Learn good risk management. Let the trades come to you. We don't chase. We choose where we want to trade. We let price come to us. Always stay in control. Always. You have traders that are in control, and then you have traders that are impulse traders. You know, which one are you? Which one do you want to be? If you're an impulse trader and you want to be a precision trader, then the book is good for you, in my opinion. Impulse traders are gamblers. Trading gets a bad name. Oh, that's nothing but gambling. If you can't talk to people about being a trader. Oh, you just gamble. Well, yeah, I can get why people would think that, because if you're an impulse trader, you practically are. You know, if you want to gamble, go to the casino. That's what it's there for. If you're going to show up here, put in the work every day, put in the reps, become a precision trader, treat it like it's real work, because it is real work. Trading is hard. Treat it like a job. Be successful at it. Excuse me. I know that on a daily basis, nobody's a perfect trader. I got a lot of patience, but I know I still break some of my own rules. Maybe they're not maybe it's not a major rule that I break, but the fact that I break one rule, there's plenty of times I enter a lot of trades too early instead of waiting for confirmation. And but I also usually have a game plan around my entry anyway. So if I do enter, say on a break, I've already got my trade plan mapped out in my head, and I also know how to cut a trade. I'm not the hold and hope forever kind of person, Now, there's been plenty of times or days where I'll trade a eval and it'll go against me, and my plan don't just work. My plan just don't work. I look for areas of confirmation where we should see support and or relief bounce or anything, and if it's going against me, and I feel that zone should, and I end up too deep and I blow eval. That's part of the game. You're gonna lose some evals. If you want to But you know, you can take your time and take however much time you need to pass eval. You know, most evals I do are like same day pass if you can pass them, and if I feel like there's something on a chart where I can pass it one day, I'm gonna try and pass it one day. And then there's some evals that I'll hold for 2 weeks before I pass them. You know, I'll take them slow and steady, copying, trading this or copy trading that. Then there's times I'll have my copy trader up and I will forget to unhook a handful of funded accounts in there. I'll forget to untag them in the copy trader, and then I'll take a hit in the eval and take a loss in my funded. You know, mistakes happen. And so you just got to sit back, breathe, take your time, pay attention to everything going on. We got a long way to go to get 30 likes on the stream. We're going to need some expansion, you know, out of here to the downside, preferably. If they want, they're holding price up here too easy at 27 area. So they need to expand to the downside. Let some people get some good entries on the long side. You know, come take some stops out, people following. You know, if anybody's been in this long, there's a whole bunch of stops probably sitting down here somewhere. Heck, they might even be all the way down here at the break of structure continuation. I would hope that somebody's not leaving their stop under 913 and not moving it up. But you know, I could see maybe somebody's holding something under some imbalance, like right here, 925 to 930, or just under this shelf right here that it hadn't come below. So, you know, there's some stops here that they could hunt down, take them out, find some momentum to the downside for us patient people to get in. We lost the stream right when I think this leg started to begin. And ever since we've been back on the reboot stream, we really ain't seen much of nothing. Look, now they got the 5-minute 50 EMAs finally on our continuation, break the structure continuation line inside the imbalance. Now would be the time for a death candle. Like, come on, slam it down here. I'm going to leave some orders sitting down here for a minute, for a little while, just in case. You know how NQ can be crazy like that, and then it happens, and then we're all like, what was that about? Well, we know it was about them trying to what is that called? Play their shenanigans. No rhyme or reason. They'll smack it down there and push it right back up. I mean, that's a long way to go. Not quite 100 points, but You can give 100 back when you're up 200 or better, so, and still be in good shape. About nerve-wracking with what they're doing up here with the old chopping around in this box here. Huge chop box. Forever now. I mean, well over an hour now. It's almost like already a triple top situation on the intraday up here on this level. Is it gonna, are they making it weaker so that it's gonna find some pullback? I don't know where they're gonna find the legs to bust through this and keep marching on without a relief leg to the downside. They can do it, but there shouldn't be any there. I mean, why wouldn't they have already done it? They could have done it here. They pushed it. They could have done it here. They pushed it. They could have done it there. They pushed it. I mean, and I know. Well, if I don't think they're going to do it, why don't I go short? Well, just because I don't think they got what they need to push it here, I also know how NQ is. So I don't want to go short here and then get a 50-point candle put in against me. And they are well known for doing that kind of shenanigan stuff when the ATR is low. You know, the ATR was just at 8. Say the ATR is under 10, and all of a sudden they throw in some kind of crazy candle and the ATR is at 30, 40, 50, and then all of a sudden goes back to 10. I mean, that's straight up market right there. Market makers messing around. Somebody's messing around because that's just not normal to do in one candle and then go right back to the low ATR. Oh, come on. I think you can do it. Show us what you got. Boring, boring, boring. Boring trading is profitable trading, or boring trading is boring trading. It does seem boring until you see the results. My gosh. Forbid they give us more than 3 red candles to the downside. Well, I guess it's time to walk on the treadmill some more. So, since I'm bored with what's going on the price action, I have to walk on the treadmill. Kind of helps me think, keep my blood flowing and my mind right. Sometimes I feel like since I'm live streaming, I need to be in a trade. I feel like that all the time, actually. So it helps me to keep my mind right. With them keeping price up here, we need to try to make sure we zero in on like the best A plus setup, because it might be one of the only great trades we might get to take today if they give us the kind of move that we need. So, and otherwise, unless you're a scalper, I mean, there's been plenty of here to scalp. You know, you can trade the chop if you have done it before and know what you're looking at. You can draw your range box on here, chop box like we just had on there, make it a little bigger. You know, short at the top, buy at the bottom, cover and buy at the bottom, and just keep going back and forth. It can be risky doing that, but there's a lot of legs you can get out of that, and points start stacking that way. I don't recommend it, but people that like to scalp, they will do stuff like that. I've done stuff like that, but I try to stay away from that kind of trading, you know, as much as I can. But you can stack up some points doing that. A lot of it's quick trades, a lot of it's small base hits, but they all add up. Keep your size proper, you know, if you're ever trying to do something like that, and if you ever have never done that, start with a sim or paper count or something and try it. Don't just automatically jump into no of your own capital eval or fund it or anything and try to do that. It's something you would want to have to get comfortable with, reading the market, reading the structure. I guess maybe I should have put a box on a long time ago and switched into a sim account myself, and we could have traded it just to for practice and show what is possible. But I ain't trying to encourage nobody or teach nobody to do that. I guess that's why I didn't do that. Although, if you feel the need to be in a trade because you're so bored, switch over to a sim account and just practice, you know, in times like this. Nothing wrong with that. Put in the reps on a sim. That way you're not risking your own stuff there and practice. Not necessarily what I was talking about in drawing that zone out. I mean, you can, but if you absolutely got to have something to do and can't wait or be patient enough, then it's okay if you want to get in the market and put the reps in with a sim account. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're already in front of the computer, why not be putting the reps in? Just don't risk your capital. Coming up about 5 minutes away, 4 minutes away from 12 o'clock market time. Take the order off the screen. I'm gonna do something different here. I just switched to a sim account. Because I think if I do something like this, maybe the market will make a decision. Because I'm not trading none of my accounts in this until we get somewhere. Look how high that 50 EMA on the 5-minute is now. Done come way up past our line here. All the way up here, real close to where that imbalance crossover is, just above it on the 15 and the 5. That would be a sweet spot right there. And be doing this. There ain't even no reason for me to be in that account, sim account, doing that. Let me get back to my other accounts here. Oh. ATR is around 9 or 10. Not very high at all. Maybe they'll shoot it up to 70 with a death candle. Drop it down there in our level there. We are some very patient people today. Patient. $12 market time. Yeah, Gore, market ain't Ain't done nothing for quite some time, really. Just consolidating in the zone there. One's got to think with the room they have to expand to the downside on the 5-minute chart, it could get like, I guess if it got down in this area fast, it would probably extend the 5-minute into the oversold, but it looks like it could get past the break of structure continuation line there. It's still way up here at the top on the kill zone. You know, it seems like yesterday I stayed on stream for quite a bit longer than what I usually do. I think probably by about a half hour or so. But I kid you not, it seems like every time I get off stream, the market moves. Like I'll get off the stream and the market will be like doing what it's doing right here, and I'm just tired watching it. It's lunchtime. And then as soon as I get off within 5 minutes, it's like there's a move. Oh, Merlin posted in the P&L. Locked in 917. Looks like in a sim account. He's saying, yeah. So he got him in some reps, practicing with this crazy chop, and then locked some on in the evals, between $400 and $500. It looks like. Good job, Merlin. Great job. Crazy. Crazy, crazy how long they've been chopping this. Just don't want to give it up one way or another. Not enough strength to break through the all-time high. Not enough to take it down for us very far. has to make you wonder once they, if they do decide which way they want to go with this, and say they do break it down to the downside, are we still going to be sitting in a good position down here trying to get the fill in this zone? Or are they going to try to go a little further than that? Possibly. More questionable why they're keeping range so tight up here for so long. One's got to think that why it looks like we need a pullback, and them not giving us one over this amount of time, that maybe they're just going to rip it up to the upside. Maybe. I don't know though. Oil's over $93 a barrel, so I don't know. So they keep on with what they're doing. You can see they got the 5-minute 50 EMAs working its way up here, and go back and check something on the 5-minute chart. What was that on? Hmm. So we have a whole lot of imbalance here. Multiple time frames, and now our 50 EMA on the 5-minute is getting right up here. This 940 area is looking pretty good within this imbalance. You got like 15, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1-hour imbalance all right here in this area collectively. So maybe they can get a pullback, maybe only get down here to the 940 area and be supported by the 5-minute 50, or maybe sweep it and get down here for that retest. I mean, that's the only thing I can see on there as far as a pullback at the moment. Well, I walked away to get me something to drink and was hoping I'd come back and see a order fill there. Guess not, huh? With that low ATR 7. Maybe we get lucky and 12:30 will bring us something market time, or not. We wait for price action to come to us. We trade our plan, because one bad trade can erase 10 good decisions, and we don't want that. If we're going to spend the time to be patient and wait it out, and then go through the trouble of marking up the chart to find a good trade plan, there's no reason to start chasing anything or trying to scalp candles, or whatever you might do when you get bored. A lot of times when I get bored on the stream, I start rambling on about something. No one's asked any questions, so I'll see if I can find something here. Topic. I just got off the treadmill, Harris. Appreciate you showing up, though. I literally just got off of it. Went to fill my drink up because I thought if I walked away, maybe they'd give us the death candle we was looking for, maybe get a feel. But that didn't work either. You know, sometimes just walking away is usually when the move happens that you want. So, you know, one thing you got to work on, this is straight out of the FTE Trader Mindset book, is building emotional muscle through repetition. I talk about putting it in reps all the time. You know, you got to be practicing your entries and practicing your exits and reviewing your mistakes and repeating your rules. Study your triggers, journaling your behavior, trading small size to stay calm, sticking to the same plan day after day. And the more you follow your system through and through on a daily basis, you're going to build what's emotional muscle. You know, it just becomes the norm. And then every time you break a rule or do something that's not within your trade plan, you weaken the emotional muscle. So all that discipline is going to grow with consistent repetition. And that's what we try to practice day in and day out. I mean, we're doing pretty good on the patient part of the muscle for sure. Swang said, scalp my 15 points and runners sold at bottom. Good job, Swang. Well, you know, winning trades, I'm going back to this. It don't have anything to do with that Swang, but I'm going back to the book. Winning trades don't make you consistent. A good process does. That's why, you know, working the reps on that muscle memory there is so important. I don't know, a lot of good stuff. Lots of good stuff in there. I think it's 91 or 95 pages. Playing the range, Swing said. Playing the range. I thought about it, but I just don't want to. I don't want to. That would keep me busy for sure, but so can educating on the stream. So I will stick to that part and stay out of that mess up there for now, because at any given moment, being flat is a position. Right now, anybody that's waiting and being patient, we're flat. So nothing wrong with that. And one of my favorites, today might not pay, but tomorrow will if we protect today. I have to repeat this every day for sure. I should probably do it more than once a day on the stream. As traders, we can't control the market conditions. What we can control is our discipline, our patience, our risk, our rules, our psychology, and our consistency. We can control all that. As long as we can control that, regardless of what the market conditions are, we should survive. What a day. I mean, what is this? 2 hours we've been in this mess up here? 2 hours. 2 hours, which is about an hour and 45 minutes too long that we've been up here in this mess. What's crazy is the paint would already be dry. That's the sad part. You could have done got 2 coats on. We could have done painted some bedrooms today and made more money in this and be done. Oh, nice, Jake. Finally got the old Bulanox hooked up, huh? Bulanox. All right. YOLO, 7 minis, Jake. You can do it. YOLO 7 minis and you'll pass the account at the snap of a finger if it goes your way. And about 27 or 28 points is all you need. Full port. Just aim for 25 and you'll pass it with flying colors. 3,500. Yeah. I remember a lot of the dumb things I've done when I first started messing with evals. Man, oh man. The faster you get out of doing some crazy bad habit stuff, the better off you'll be. Don't focus on the money. Don't focus on the P&L. Focus on the process. Focus on the process. Put in the reps day after day. And as long as you do that, the profits will show up. You shouldn't have to be sweating so much about that. And, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh man, you know, I only need like $100 more or $200 more to pass this eval. And they try to force the money into their eval only to find out 5 or 10 minutes later they done blown it because they was trying to force it so bad on some crap play that ain't even really there, but they're trying to manifest it to be there, and they blow their eval. So, and then, you know, we talk about the psychological side of trading and emotional stuff. Now, you know, there's a lot of props out there, prop firms, and I've used several. I still have several, but something that's I've always kind of got hung up on that I don't understand when I talk to some other traders. And don't get me wrong, because I understand both sides of this, but let's talk about prop firms that offer daily payouts for a minute. So if you're new to trading or new to prop firms or futures or whatever, and you're just now learning everything and you're really not in control of your emotions and got a lot of bad habits You know, the fact that a prop firm will throw out there that, oh, look, you can get same day payouts or daily payouts or whatever. There's plenty of them out there now. You know how that affects the mind on the psychological side as a trader, because people are going to focus on that. You know, say, oh, all I need is $200. I can take a payout today. And so then you start trying to make things up that ain't even on the chart, forcing trades. You tilt, you blow it, or you take a big hit, or you hit a daily loss limit, you know, depending on who you're trading with. And so you get locked out of the account. Luckily, they have that. That way it saves your account, and you can calm down and come trade the next day. But now you done got to work all that back. And on top of that, there's just not a lot of places you can work that are going to pay you every single day. So I understand why people are so bent out of shape about being able to take daily payouts. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I've had those accounts. I've taken some daily payouts, but I don't understand. I don't have any now because I'm one of them people. I don't understand why I should be focusing on being able to do that when you can't go work for nobody and get paid like that. I mean, you can, but it's not normal. Like I'm a long-time contractor. There were jobs I got paid on when I finished them at the end of the day, but I also did jobs where I didn't get a check for 3 months. You know, I mean, exactly, Jake, and that's how I feel. I sometimes it's not about people focus too much, I think, on that, and I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's just a handful of traders that I have talked to about daily payout props and all that. And there's nothing wrong with them. And I'm not saying I won't never go back to that. But even if I do, that don't mean I'm actually going to take it daily. Although you probably should if it's in there, because it's easier to lose. If you lock it down, you lock it down. But it messes with the mental side of everything, your mental state. So yeah, you need to stack it up. And, you know, the rules are put in place for a reason. They're not to beat you up as a trader. They're actually there to make you a better trader. You know, if you cannot trade a prop firm within their rules and get to pay out and start doing it consistently, there is no reason you should ever think that you should take your own capital, put it into an account, and trade futures with your own money just because there aren't any rules to go by like at a prop firm. Because if you can't be disciplined enough to get there on the prop firm, I don't know what would make you think you're going to be disciplined enough with your own money, you know, to do it. Could be wrong about that. I'm just saying that's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, I know I didn't take it every day, you know, but you know, like with Take Profit, you can move it to your wallet, and then at least it locks it down, takes it out of your account. That way you can't lose that portion. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, I just, I don't know. I know I went on a little rant there, but I just want to make it people understand that if you're not in complete control of your emotions and you are newer and you focus wholeheartedly on all I got to do is pass this eval and I go to funded and then I put in my buffer of $2,100, which was what most of those are because the drawdown's only 2K. So you got to put 2K plus 100 in will be your buffer, 2,100. And then, you know, I can start taking payouts and I'm thinking, man, that's bad situation on somebody's brain, you know, if they don't know how to control it. I can speak from truth on that because I've been there. And I remember the day I told my wife, I said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not doing them right now. I'm just gonna stay with the ones where, you know, you can take every 5 to 10 days payout or whatever. And like Devin, I seen him throw something in there earlier about it calms the central nervous system. It does, I think. I mean, there's no reason to think about it, you know? Just focus on being consistent, you know? Be focusing on taking smaller losses, you know? You can't, it don't matter how profitable or how many winning trades you take if you don't control the losses. I know it wasn't long ago, it might have been a week or two, but somebody was on the stream asking a question about that. Like, their win rate was extremely well, like it was high, but they was always at break even. Well, we asked, or I asked them, I said, well, what are your losses a lot bigger than your profit? And they was like, yeah, I mean, there it is. I mean, one bad trade ruins 10 good decisions. I mean, you know, say you're up $1,500 or say you're up $800. I mean, whatever you're up, but then you holding hope, or you got this one trade you're in and you just, it's easy for traders, the human mind to not want to lose, you know. So you be in a trade and you're like, I can't lose this. This is going to come back, and you start thinking like that, and then that one single trade ruins it all. Harris knows by experience. I mean, it's crazy, and it's, you know what, the beautiful thing about all of it is that it seems like there's a lot of us here who have been through the trenches with some of it already, whereas some traders, we all cross these trenches at different points in times in our journey trading. So, you know, there might be something you've crossed, one trader's crossed that another hasn't yet, but then that trader might have crossed some trench that the other trader hadn't crossed. Everybody's journey is going to be different, and it's not going to be in a straight line by no means. It's a whole lot like NQ. It's choppy and messy, but, you know, you got to be in control. You know, don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. I mean, yeah, I know not everybody's going to make it. Statistically, they say not everybody's going to make it. But the quickest way to fail is to just quit. I honestly believe if you love trading and you're passionate about it, and you want something bad enough, and you put in enough work, I think it's almost impossible to fail. Now, I know that that's not probably 100% accurate, but that's how I feel. And that's how, I guess, kind of what I live by. I mean, that's how I've lived my life. I mean, I think if you enjoy it and you want it bad enough, you can have it. But that does not mean it's going to come easy. And if it was easy, then why is everybody not sitting at home trading in the first place instead of waking up to go to work somewhere? It's obviously not easy. I got a mess on my chart. Look like we're playing Tetris. Oh, sure am tired of moving these boxes around on my chart. Wish it price would retrace down here somewhere. Clean some of that up. Wow, now our 50's all the way on the 5 minutes, all the way to the top of these crossover of the third. I think that's the 1 hour that's way up here. This imbalance is a big one. So we're coming up on 12:30 market time. Let's see if they do something crazy. ATR is still pretty low though. It's like 8 or 9. So I don't know. I'm sure everybody has their own thoughts on the whole prop firms and the same day payouts or whatever you can get. Because there are some good ones out there. There are plenty of good prop firms out there that offer it. But the whole point is that it's not necessarily great for the trader's mindset. And I kind of honestly believe they do that on purpose. I thought I weed stocks popping, supposedly news on approval coming. How many times have we heard that over the last 3 or 4 years? Or 5 years? You know how many times we played them stocks, Jake? A bunch. Probably the same old ones that we was playing back then are the ones moving again. Was it ACB or ABC, ACB, Tilray, and whatever that is, one starts with a C. At least 45 years? Man, they've been talking about that for so long. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember trading them old weed stocks, penny stocks, long time ago when they first hit the Wild Wild West market. I sure thought that maybe they was going to pull back there for a minute, a little harder than that, but looks like I was mistaken again. You would almost, someone would have to be crazy to not sit here and think that maybe, just maybe, that they're going to rip this to the upside. When the structure's telling you what it should be doing and it's not, a lot of times you get the opposite. We all know that there should have been a pullback by now, at least a decent one. Better than what they're doing. I mean, they're in chop. And the fact that they keep on draining the indicators off, like in 2 hours or whatever it's been, they keep draining them off, yet the prices hold. Anytime you see this in the market structure, you need to be ready to get a face ripper candle put in to the upside. It is a very big possibility that that's what's going to happen. But that's how you get so many, this is how they get so many traders to be sitting on the fence. I want the pullback, but I also don't want to get long, even though I know that know all that about the market structure, that even though that's a possibility, I also know as soon as I get long, they could give me the pullback. So your best option is to wait on the sideline and wait for them to rip it one way or another, and then build your trade plan around that. Yeah, Jake, I seen that they extended that. I think that he said indefinitely or something until, I don't know. I read some article and I was like, what? This ain't like it. They throw that candle and making us think they're about to do something. Are they really going to do it? And because they hadn't let this drain off very far, it makes me wonder, will they even try to come down here where my order is? Like, what if they just come down here and tap the overlaps of these imbalances on the higher time frame with the 50 EMA on the 5 minute? I mean, 940 looks like it could be a pretty solid position. Like it might bounce there. So we'll see. I don't know if they could sweep that far. What if they did push and sweep it? You could get down here closer to that break of structure area for the retest. You know, if anybody's new on the stream, don't forget to smash that like button. I don't think we're ever going to get there for the 30 mark. We're only at, I think, looks like 10. Nobody's liking the stream. That's all right. I'm still going to show up every day. Because I enjoy what we do. I appreciate that, Harris. Several people have. As we slowly grow, we slowly grow. Hopefully it'll get busier and busier, more people, you know. Then I'll be able to get to the point, hopefully, to be able to give away some evals on the live stream. I did that a little bit at the end of last year. Well, it wasn't on the live stream though, but I was doing it out of Discord. But I appreciate that, everybody. I don't have any intentions on going nowhere other than lunch. But I'm gonna sit here. I'm usually getting off about this time, but kind of want to wait and see. Like I said earlier, it seems like every time I end the stream, about 5 minutes after we end it, it seems like some move is made that we might have been waiting on. So I'm gonna try and give it more time. Jake said giving away. Yeah, I plan on doing evals anyway. It's getting back at that at some point. Hopefully. No promises, but that's what I want to do. Try to. The stream's been pretty light today, unless it's maybe because of the reboot situation. I don't know. I don't remember how many people was on before we got cut, but we're well less than half of what's usually on there. Looks like. Must be a busy day for some people. Maybe they forgot to file their taxes and they went to do that. It takes 5. I'll take 500K, please. Want you some 100K evals? I went through a stretch there for a little while where I've done it twice now, where I like, I'll have several 25Ks because, low profit target to pass them, and then payout wise and all that. And had about a handful at a time, maybe 5 or 6 that were funded, and then get a payout from them. And, you keep on going, and then, but you got to keep it small, consistent wise, and because there's no reason to try to hit it out of the park. Plus, you only get 30 micros or 3 minis, and then even less than that, depending on my funded futures in the eval you might. But then in the funded side, they scale, so you only start out with 1 mini or 10 micros, and unless they changed it, and I don't know it, but anyhow, and then I'll go back. I've always had some 50Ks, but then I went on a stretch there where I started focusing on some 25s, and I did that for a little while, and I got away from it, and then I went back and got away from it again. And then anything up to 150, I have had. I think it was a 250 once, and I never got it funded. I ended up blowing it. I was wild with it. You all the time talking about to the moon and 10 minis and all that. Don't think I didn't try. Did good a couple times, and I almost passed the thing to put it to funded, and then I wrecked it one day, and I never got another one. That was a long time ago. I didn't care. I think some revenge trading got me. I'm telling you, I've been through the ringer. I've been through a lot of the whole everything, and I mean, I could get one now, but why do I want a 250K? You know, I mean, you get some decent drawdown, but then you got a high profit target, and then you have an even higher buffer that you have to put in once you go funded. And if you're just going to be trying to hit base hits, I don't know. I don't understand what the point of getting a big old account is. If you're going to get it, you might as well trade the minis for sure. Nice. That's cool, Jake. I like it. It reminds me a whole lot of the options days without the the headache of options. So time decay and all that. I thought about getting back into options. I'm not saying I never will, but I don't have any intentions on it right now, but who knows, maybe. I sure liked my 0 DTEs and my 1 DTEs. I just, I don't know. Yeah, that's what future seems like to me. Reminds me a whole lot of trading options. Yeah, I think he started doing a whole lot of that, selling before I switched. I think he was already doing that. That was back in the day. Well, they say back in the good old days. I'd say whatever you do, everyone, is don't get caught on the wrong side. Whatever kind of trade plan you might have put in place you're thinking you want to do, don't be on the wrong side at the wrong time. Yeah. Yes, we do. Been a long time. Time flies by too. Older we get. I think I seen this morning when I got up. It looked like Trout commented on one of my videos, one of my shorts on YouTube. I hadn't heard from him in a while. Every now and again, I go over and peek in the Discord. Yeah, I think I'll be 45. I think this year. I don't keep up. I quit keeping up a long time ago. Yeah, I seen him post something about that. I think in Discord the other day. His Discord said he was letting his family still in Florida, going to cut them after school's out. I could have swore that he was up in that area, like Colorado, and when he moved to Florida, I thought, or somewhere over there. Man, I don't like his price action. I'm going to take my order off screen. I've had it sitting there long enough because since I don't like the price action, I don't want to be caught in, let's say, death candle, pick up 5, and keep on going down 50 to 100 points. I'd be really mad at myself for front loading, knowing that that could happen. So I'm going to protect my $84. I can't remember who Dave is for some reason. I kind of do, but then I don't. Oh, yeah, Super Dave. Yeah, yep. That made more sense. It was really at the tip of my brain. They're like, Dave. And then when you said Super Dave, yep, I know what you're talking about. Remember that? Yeah, that was crazy. He put them pics in Discord, didn't he? I was like, my gosh. Like a collector. I'm a collector, but not that kind. Yeah, it was smooth. It was fancy looking. uh, yeah, I've got a small collection. Most of mine are empty though. Some aren't. Some still have quite a bit, but I don't throw them back the way I used to. Late nights on the screen time studying, never sleep. I just thought Jake said this morning that Trump's talking today at 2:30 market time. Could it be a possibility they're holding this up here in this pattern until then to see what that's about? Now, I might have to put up a little risk here on this 50 EMA at the 5 minute right here. They have literally, in this little section of this mess, of this chop up here, this last hour, they have almost drained the 5 minute momentum indicator to the oversold area. It has been up in the overbought area all morning, but somehow in this leg, They've almost got it there. So the 1, 2, and 5 minute are all in about the same place, all three of them. I'd be careful for them to find a death candle right here and a hard push down on all three of them indicators, momentum, and push back up possibly. I don't know if it'll bounce at the 50. It seems like they can make a quick move somewhere here soon and then suck it back up maybe. Just a thought from what I'm seeing going on here. It could be nothing, but once again, they're draining momentum and holding price, which don't mean they have to give us a death candle, but there's the possibility that they do, and it will be the only one. So if we don't grab it, then that's it. Or they drain it off and then they do this right here and start with a leg to the upside and then rip it because they got plenty of room to the upside now. But I don't want in it up there. I want in it down here somewhere. And I might not get what I want. That's fine. I need to go weed eat anyway. Three-day process. Mow yesterday, weed eat today, spray weeds tomorrow. Or the next day, whatever. Yeah. Tomorrow. Mow yesterday, weed eat today, and spray weeds tomorrow. I already know swing it, and you're right. Only one. There was only one real good move. Let's what are they doing? Oh, here they go. The shenanigans are starting. It is 1 o'clock market time. I think they just took the ATR from like -3 to 13 or 14. It wasn't really -3, but it sure has felt like it. Yeah, price action ain't been worth nothing, swing. 2 hours straight or better. Now's the time to YOLO with 7 minis, Jake. Get the next pullback by the close of the first red candle, and it's going to rip the other way. Man, this has been a crazy day for sure. Like, what are we doing? There it is. Close of that first red candle, and it's going to rip. 28K inbound. To the moon, to the basement. Which way does it want to go? I believe if they take out the high here, they're going to be break a structure continuation again. And we're going to be thinking 27. We're going to be thinking 50 and 100 again. So 27, 27K and 50, or 28 is what I don't understand why they was holding price this long, other than Trump speaking later. And then I think we said that an hour ago. The way they're holding, if they get through at the high here, more than likely the psychological pattern is going to be they're going to run it. So the problem with that is we could even take that long if we wanted, but it'd be better to wait for the retest, because what if it's a fake out, you know? What if they go to 27,030 as a fake out and push it back down? I mean, the market's been resilient in NQ the last few weeks. It's kind of wild, man, to think that we're up here where we're at. But we're here, so crazy. All the imbalance in the world crossing over all multiple time frames. They can't come touch any of it. And now we got the 50 on the 5-minute and the 50 on the 15-minute, top and bottom, with a huge spread. Yeah, Harris, you said that right. No doubt. They are playing games, and I'm going to leave my board piece off the board for now. I ain't going to sit here, and I'm not forcing no trade for no reason at all. And I'm definitely not jumping in trade just because I'm streaming. I mean, we could put some put our board pieces on the board, but we need to put them down here somewhere for a pullback. I'm not going to leave mine on there now though because of the shenanigans they play. My luck is I want to try to take a long at the 50 on the 5-minute. Next thing I know, it'll be down here at the bottom of all this at the 15-minute. So we wait and we react to what the price action's doing. So we'll see. Or we don't trade at all and we come back tomorrow and do it all over again. Or unless you come back maybe in power hour or something. I come back in power hour yesterday, as a matter of fact, and was waiting on a particular trade. And I got in long, and I was waiting for a move in power hour. And it stopped me out. My Ninja Trader froze at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock market time on the money, and my orders froze. And when it triggered, I had orders set in place to protect me. I was in the green. My orders froze in place on the screen at 4. And then when they unfroze, by the time they unfroze, market had come back against me. So I was showing I was in the red with these yellow orders sitting on my screen. And then poof, they was gone and I took a loss. And then I logged out because I had to go pick some kids up from school. That was at 3:00 or 4:01. I come back home, which a little time had went by, but I looked at the chart on TradingView, and literally 6 minutes later, 150 something point move. That was the move I was waiting on in power hour to happen. That's why I was long in that trade. So, you know, stuff like that happens to everybody. And I've gotten to notice there's been several times as of lately, some of the moves that you expect to see in power hour are not happening until between 4:10 and 4:30 once the market closes. So I've noticed that a lot. So now, after that happened to me, yesterday, if I do come back in power hour, I've never held till the actual close. I'm always, if I'm in power hour, I'm always out of my trade before that happens. So now I know, well, I'm never going to hold through like that ever again. I didn't even realize I wasn't watching the clock. I knew that we was coming up on that hour, but I was watching my chart and watching the price action. And then all of a sudden it froze and I look over at the clock and I'm like, really? So from now on, I will never be in a trade at 4 if it's going to freeze like that. Although I took a loss on the trade, but I was still in the green on the trade on the day. But that ain't the point. The point is I took a loss and I didn't need to when I had stops in the green in case it came against me. Here we go. To the moon. Hope you had them 7 minis, Jake. Right there, you done passed that eval and that run right there. Boom. See, is this going to be a sweep and reject? We got to 730 to 35. I was talking about 30. Are they going to sweep here, fake everybody out, and come down, or are they going to drive it up? You know, you got the R2 pivot up there at 75. Ones to think if they get this up, drive this up and tag 50, then they're probably going to the R2 pivot. That's all there is to it. So if they reject here and close under this yellow line, that might be worth shorting, possibly. If that's within your trade plan or risk, I'm not going to short it if it does. They're playing too many games for me to do it, so I'm going to protect the capital, what little capital that I have gained today, and bring it back to the market with me tomorrow unless they give me something else to trade. Somebody out there trading in the world right now was been trying to short this mess because they have not been able to make this move, and they was probably in a funded account with same day payouts or daily payouts and thought all I need is a little bit more all this and I can withdraw this, and they just got hit right there and blew it if they was heavy. I would almost guarantee there's a trader out there somewhere that happened to today. Because our brains tell us that we can't be wrong. And then you're like, oh, I can take this money today. I can take it. All I got to do is get a little bit more. Well, this is one side of the scenario that we said could happen. And so looks like it's going to try to make its move. And we're not going to get the pullback we wanted anytime soon. So I am going to, I think, wrap it up. It's lunchtime here. Almost 1:15 market time. And that right there is probably the move that would have happened if I ended the stream at what time I normally do. As soon as we got off, that right there would have happened. So I think I'm going to call it a day. I can only watch so much of this acting like that at a time. So I hope everybody has a green day. If you're green, stay green. Stay disciplined. If you hadn't traded, don't try to trade. If your plan's not there, preserve that capital so you can trade tomorrow. You know, that's what it's all about. Stay disciplined. Don't get caught up in the chop or whatever the mess is they're trying to throw on the chart right now. That's bad for the account. Jake only have 5 minutes left out loud. Get it, Jake. I'm gonna maybe come back and look at power hour, maybe. But for now, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get my eyeballs somewhere else off his screen for a little while, and hopefully come back maybe later in the day and it market be a little bit better. They made that move there. It's still only like the ATR is only at 10. or 11. So I'm gonna have to just be done with it for a little while. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Swang, and everybody else. Have a great trading day. And same place, same time tomorrow, and we'll get back at it. Hopefully we get some better setups and not 2 hours worth of chop nonsense. I'll see everyone tomorrow.